So after getting your AZ license, the most important part comes is to hunt the right job for yourself. If you see trucking industry, you can broadly categorize into three areas when it comes to your job selection. One of that is city driving, and then you have regional driving, and the last one is the most famous, which is the long haul driving, also known as highway driving. Now, whenever you are going to pick a job for yourself, you must consider a few factors such as how many hours a day you will be working, what your lifestyle looks like, what major changes will come to your life once you pick a certain category of job. And then you want to know what your salary package is, what you will be hauling, and what you are going to learn from that job. These are some of the factors that you should consider before you get into a trucking job. So today I'm going to show you what it looks like to work in the city as a truck driver. By the end of the day, you'll have a fair idea of what to expect when you opt for a job when you are working within a city. You will see how many hours I work, what I do in a day, how much of the kilometers I drive. So basically the driving time, you will see how much there is. And the biggest misconception with trucking is that there is a lot of physical work. By the end of the day, you will also see how much physical of a work that I do and that is there in trucking industry. So let's start our day. So my day usually starts at 7 a.m. When I'm working in the city, and my schedule is pretty much fixed, which is Monday to Friday, and I get the weekend off and I go home every single night. The kind of job that I do in the city is I mostly deal with containers. I haul containers from one location to another and I go to the shipping yards. As you can see in the picture, I usually carry a frame, and then when I go for a pickup, the guy picks the container on the frame, and then there are locks on 4 sides of the frame. You lock the frame with the container, and then that's pretty much it. These containers are fairly different from the dry van in terms of how you haul them. But everything else is pretty much the same. It's like the inspection is like you do for the dry van, and everything else stays the same. Now for my first assignment, I have to start off from Mississauga, go to Vaughan, pick up a container, and then I have to head to Cambridge and drop the entire thing there. I'm gonna just fast forward my driving part. Now I have arrived at my first location in Vaughan, and I'm gonna go check in, grab the container. I may not be able to record after the security booth for safety reasons, but if you see, this is what I have right now, and we're gonna get a container on top of it, lock it from all sides, and then that's it. That's all we have to do here. So I have already checked in at this location. What happens is there is a phone number where you can contact and they lead you through where to go and pick up the container. Their office is not here, but everything is basically on the phone. So you will sometimes face situations where you go for check-in and there will be a note and it will give you a number to contact in order to check in. This is what happens here. Now I'm gonna go check the locks of the frame if they are unlocked, because when they put the container, they have to be unlocked so that after the container is on the frame, we can lock it. This one, this aligns with the base, meaning it's unlocked, and this is locked. So when you are picking up a shipping container, in most cases you have to go in the yard and they tell you where it is, and then you have to actually get down and look in the pile, find your container and tell the crane guy which container you are picking up. So I am going to now lock the container. You can see at the back What I'm carrying is dangerous goods load, or you can call it hazmat load. To carry such loads, first of all, you need to have a permit, which in my case I do have. I can carry hazmat loads, but if you do not have a permit, do not carry hazmat loads. And if you do, make sure these play cards mentioning the class, which tells what kind of load is in there, should be stuck on all four sides of the container. So we're going to go out and check if this container has play cards on all four sides, and then we are also going to lock the container. Now to lock it, just like that, and this is how it's locked. It won't move, and you see it's locked. Now this side does have a play card, and it tells me we have class 9 goods in there. Unlock this one. Oh, it's heavy, I have to get a hammer. And these are the paperwork, so I'm gonna have to. So I got the paperwork, it is sealed, there is a play card, we are good. Lock. This is locked. There is a play card on this side, and we are going to lock this one. Locked. There is one side left. I have to use hammer. So sometimes these lock get stuck. What I do is I use hammer. So this is in its position. This is down. This is locked. Sometimes these locks are loose, so you have to zip tie them. With dangerous goods, the paperwork that you get, first of all, we have to check that all four sides of the containers have the play cards, and if there are multiple classes of dangerous goods in the container, they should have play cards for all the classes that fall under dangerous goods specifications. And with this paperwork, what you have to do is you should always carry a dangerous goods transporting guide. The book somewhat looks like this. You can get this at gas station, or even your company can give it to you. So what you're gonna do is you have to find the class that you are carrying in the book. In my case, it's class 9. So I'm gonna look for class 9, and I am going to put this paper in the class that I am carrying. Now, why do we have to do this? And then put this back into the door or wherever it's reachable. Now, why do we do this is, let's say in case of accident or something happens and on the road, and police comes and ambulance comes, it makes it easier for the rescue team to understand what kind of goods we have in the truck, and they can take steps accordingly, because it will save them a lot of time. Let's say if we do not do this, they will have to first figure out what there is in the container, and then they will have to see what security measures and what steps they can take, and that consumes a lot of time, and it's kind of risky too if your life is involved in such kind of situations. So putting this paper in the book gives them the description of what goods in there, what safety measures they can do, and then what steps they can follow in order to decrease the damage, or in order to protect yourself. So I am pretty much done with my pickup. My paperwork is good, everything else is good, containers locked. Now I am heading out of Vaughan and going to Cambridge. We'll go there, drop this, and see what's coming next, and I will keep you posted. Now we are gonna see how the container looks after we put everything on the frame. Well, that's how it looks like when the container comes on the frame. So this is my second stop in Cambridge. I'm done with the dropping of my trailer. Due to safety reasons, I couldn't record the entrance and dropping and check-in, but anyways, I am picking up another container from here and going back to Vaughan. I'll be doing another delivery and then probably I'll go back to my yard. So I am at my third location now. What I did in Cambridge was I dropped the loaded container and then I picked up an empty container. And then this empty container is going back to another shipping yard. What is going to happen here is I'm gonna go to check-in. They're gonna open the container doors, check for any damages, broken floors and stuff like that, and if everything looks fine, they're gonna let me go inside the yard, and the crane guy is going to lift off the container from the frame. These yards, sometimes if you are lucky, you are done in like 15-20 minutes, but if you are not, sometimes it takes like the entire day, or hours, like 2 hours, 3 hours, or maybe more, depending on how busy it is. So that's pretty much it. That's going to be my second delivery for the day, and then let's see what is coming after that, and then we'll go from there. Now after dropping off my last container, I am back at the same stop where I started my day from, in Vaughan, for another pickup. I will pick up another container here and then I will go back to my yard, drop everything there and call it a day. Once I will reach my yard, we'll brief our day in the city and see what we did since morning, and just basically wind everything up. So let's wind up our day. It's almost 6 in the evening and I started early morning at 7 today. So in the entire day, what I did was I started from Mississauga. I went to Vaughan as my first stop, did my pickup there. Then I went to Cambridge, did a drop and picked up from there, and then I went back to Vaughan and I did another drop, and in the end again I went for a pickup within Vaughan and came back to yard and did the final drop. So in total I did 3 pickups today and 3 drops. Total driving time for me was somewhere around 5 to 6 hours, and rest of the day was literally just picking up and dropping and waiting and stuff like that. First misconception that I want to bring your attention to is physical work. As my day will show you, the only physical work that I did was driving, and when I had to just hook up and unhook my trailers. That's the only physical work I did. And when I signed up for this job, I looked into it and I made sure there is no loading and unloading kind of work, because I did not want it to do that. So that's first step here. If you're looking for a job, make sure in your job description it mentions what you are going to be expected to do. If you do not want to do loading and unloading, don't go for that job. The second misconception that I wanted to show through this day was like, People say there is no work-life balance in a truck driver's life, but if you are fortunate enough to get a job like this where you have a fixed routine, and you know me, I get Monday to Friday work and weekend off, so it's up to you what you pick while you do the job and where you satisfy yourself. If you want, you can find a work-life balance. Other things, it was pretty much straightforward. If you are going for a city, I must tell you, your starting salary can be somewhere from the beginning. It can start from $23 to $24 as a new driver in Ontario, but if you work under a union, if a company has a union, things can change. Your pay scale can be a little better comparatively. If you ask my recommendation, I would say for your beginning year, at least for 1 year when you get into trucking, try to go open board, try to do highway, because then it will give you more knowledge and experience, and city driving will be pretty easy for you. Last thing I want to talk about is, like, so many people come to me and ask me, how can I do containers, because this is very different than dry vans, what I do. So honestly, it's way easier than dry vans. There is nothing exceptionally difficult in here. So if you are getting this option to get your hands dirty with the containers and stuff like that, don't hesitate and go for it, and at least try it. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. You can pick something else, right? So that's all for the day. That's how a day in the city looks like for a truck driver. So before steering ahead, let's learn together, and I will see you at the next turn.